we're coming into our meditation today, and we're going to be thinking about really grounding back to the present. So within our yoga practice, that's really what we want to achieve. We want to let go of the past, and we don't want to be worrying about the future either. We really want to connect to ourselves so that we can be the best that we can be right here and right now, leaving all of these distractions behind. And that is why we do our meditation, why we do our breathing and our moving meditation when we do our vinyasa, our asana classes. I've got one of my really favourite books here. It's called The Present, and I will be reading for you some of my favourite excerpts from it as we work through our meditation, because maybe you'll hold on to something and that'll be the thing that is your turning point if you haven't already had your turning point. So just to say that it is completely human nature for us to be worrying. I think probably, and I haven't had a look at this, but I would imagine that it's keeping us safe, right? You're remembering the mistakes you made in the past so that you can survive in the future. You're thinking about the future so that you know that you're going to be able to continue surviving. But we don't really have any of those worries anymore, do we? We can live right here, right now. We know Tesco's is down the road that's open 24/7. We know that whatever we did last week might not really affect us today, but we are ruminating over those thoughts and it's not helpful. Okay, so we're going to be coming into my favourite meditation, deep listening, which I always do in any of my challenges, and if you remember, you'd have already seen the deep listening meditation on there as well. So I'll be doing this and then we'll be tuning in, and as we go through I'll just read you a couple of excerpts as well. Okay, so close down the eyes, come into your comfortable seated position. You can absolutely be lying down as well, hands onto the thighs, palms facing up. Feel this breath going in through the nose, rushing down, filling up the chest, the belly, sides and back of the ribs. Exhaling, coming all the way back out. Belly nice and loose, not holding on to it. Nobody can see you, so let it all hang out. So we're really wanting to work into the present so that we can be so grateful for what we have right here, which can sometimes just be the tiniest sliver of gratitude, but it is still there. It's not about invalidating those feelings of sadness or anger, but it's just not allowing ourselves to ruminate, to be led by those feelings. It's accepting those feelings for what they are and being able to move on. And sometimes that helps by just bringing us back to the present and just assessing everything around us. So start to create this concentration around your space. Start to pick up on the first sound. Maybe it's the closest sound. Maybe it's the loudest. Tune everything else out and just focus on that one sound. Where is it coming from? Is it behind or in front of you? Is it maybe in the other room? And whilst you're focusing on this sound, just keep going with your breath in and out. You've got nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. You have dedicated this time to you. Whilst you're thinking about that sound, pulling it completely apart, because remember, what you're hearing right now can only be happening right here in the present moment. I'm going to read you my first excerpt. You already know what the present is. You already know where to find it. And you already know how it can make you happier and more successful. You knew it when you were younger. You have simply forgotten. So think about that. You know where to find it. You know where to find this present moment because we're in it right now. You can always come back to these sounds. You're not listening to them in record. You're not recording them to listen later on. You're listening to them right here in this present moment. And once you've got hold of that sound so much it's almost tangible, move on to the sound that you can hear slightly further away. Maybe it's in a relation to that first sound, or maybe it's completely different. Maybe the first was organic and this one's more mechanical. Is there any relationship this sound creates within your body? Is it something that makes you tense up or relax? Try to only listen to this second sound. And then we have got our second excerpt. Even in the most difficult situations, when you focus on what is right in the present moment, it makes you happier today. And it gives you the needed energy and confidence to deal with what is wrong. So just let that sink in for a moment whilst you've got this sound spinning around you. So it is not telling you not to think about the things that are wrong, but it's just saying to allow the thing that is right to be a louder voice in your mind. When we tackle things head on with a bit more attitude, a bit more confidence, more than likely that thing that we want to resolve is going to be resolved with power, with confidence, in the best way possible. So remember, it is not about invalidating your feelings or invalidating things that are happening in your life that maybe really are shit. But it is just about trying to look at the bigger picture. Not thinking about that thing in the past or the future. Just tackling it right here, right now. Moving on to the furthest sound that you can hear. Maybe it's just the faintest sound that you're not even sure if it is something, maybe you're making it up. And as you tune in, you can hear it louder and louder. Try to think about how far away you think it is. How far would you have to walk to go and be next to the sound? On to our final excerpt. Beginning today. Picture what a wonderful future would look like. Make a realistic plan and do things to help it happen. So for me, that just resonates as a powerful statement. You have got the power to do whatever. One thing that I always say to myself is look at the step in front of you. Don't look at the whole staircase. That way, A, your problem seems smaller, and B, you are working to the present moment just to that one step that you need to climb up. Because do you know what? There's so many things that can think like they are ginormous. If you look at the whole staircase, you just look at it and think, how on earth am I ever going to tackle that? But if you just do one step, you're one step closer to doing it. So begin today. Begin to bring yourself back to the present moment. Taking that one step towards something that maybe you want to do, maybe you want to feel. And then maybe tomorrow, the next day, you keep building up those steps. Or maybe it's not so much of a linear process. Maybe you go up one, you come back down. Next week you go up two. Who knows? But all you can do is what you can do today. Thinking about all of those sounds that we picked up on rushing around, spinning around your head, encompassing the whole of your body. Really tuning into your breath. Allowing any areas that still get any tightness or tension to completely disappear with your exhales. Starting to work ourselves back here right now. Identifying that second sound again. And once you've got that sound clear in your mind, move on to the first. Maybe it sounds really loud now, really close by. I am going to leave you sitting here. Maybe you want to stay for longer just with your breath and come out of this meditation whenever you are ready.